Hello. Hello. Listen, I've got my shades on because I'm needing to protect my eyes for a couple of reasons. And I'm about to step out. And so, anyway, this is a quick PSA. I'm looking like I'm looking because I'm doing a lot of work from home, which I'm always doing work from home unless I'm at a coffee shop or something like that. But this is a quick PSA, public service announcement, because I just had a conversation with somebody who's very, very dear to me, a very, very dear friend, man, and I was talking about some of the things that I'm working on. And anyway, we got on the subject of feminine power, and he says, Tamisha, I like what you're doing, but it scares me in a way. And I asked why. And he says, because, where I'm from and what I just see on the news, what I see in the world, and he's originally from Colombia. And he says, when you hear about feminine power or you see women talking about feminine power, you see women fighting for rights. You see women taking to the streets and protesting, and all that stuff is cool. But it seems like those type of women want to write men out of the equation. Just from what he's seen women who say we don't need men. We can do it on our own. We can create everything on our own and we don't need men. And here's what I want to say, and I'm going to take my glasses off because this is how serious I want you guys to hear this. And I'm looking like I'm looking because this is how important this message is. I created Fireside Chats for global women as a platform that helped to uplift and equalize that which has been imbalanced for a very long time. Okay? I created a platform for women and girls. But even in creating a platform for women and girls, I would be damned if I had to live on a planet or in any world or any dimension where there were all women. There is no way I would want to live in a world that consisted of only women. Do you know how much chaos there would be in a world that only existed of all women? How much chaos there would be in a world that existed of all men? We can look in history and see how this has not worked in any lifetime. Now, we may have had different organizations that were just made up of women. When we think about women warriors, when we think about the Amazons, the warriors, we think about when we watch the movie Wakanda, and there was a military made up of all women. That kind of stuff, it's cool. On the creative aspect, it's cool. But those type of organizations and entities weren't created to dismiss men altogether. They were supposed to be created in a collaborative effort to give rise to that which is usually suppressed, which is usually vilified and demonized and considered the weaker species. They were created to give rise and amplify that which has been hidden. Okay, not to dismiss an entirely infinite part of all creation. Okay, there is a misconception. I'm gonna put my glasses back on. There's a misconception about feminine power that I want to set straight in this quick live PSA. Okay? Feminine power is energy. Power in and of itself is purely energy. This is backed by science. This is backed by spirituality. This is backed by anatomy. Okay? This is backed by biology. Feminine power has nothing to do with just women. Feminine power, number one, let's break that down. Feminine, or the feminine, is the equal and as powerful infinite other counterpart to the masculine, okay? Feminine and masculine. When we think about the yin-yang symbol, okay? And you know the yin yang symbol. Yin yang symbol. Okay? When we think about the yin yang symbol, we see the dark side and we see the light side. Okay? The dark side represents the feminine, and the sun side, or the moon, and the sun side represents the masculine. Okay? So we have it like that. All right? Right? So the yin represents the moon, the yang represents the sun, the feminine and the masculine. Both infinite, equal parts of the same whole. Equal, infinite parts of the same whole. One cannot exist without the other. It is a divine marriage between the feminine and the masculine. Feminine power has nothing to do with ridding the world of men. Because like I said before, I'd be damned if I'm going to live on a planet or in any world that only consists of all women. I would lose my fucking mind. And I've already lost my mind to gain a new mind. But losing my mind in this aspect would be in a way that I could not even recover. Many of us would not. It would be complete and utter chaos. We've tried it before and it has not worked. Men have tried to do it without the women and it has not worked. Women have tried to do it without the men and it has not worked and it never will work. I wrote a quote one time and I posted it and I said, the only reason why I want to burn my bras, and I'm just going back to the history of women burning their bras because, fighting for the right to vote and, equal pay and all this kind of stuff. And of course, this, the fact that we're even fighting about equal pay at this point is just absolutely ridiculous. But there's a deeper underlying issue that is going on with that. But I'll go back to the quote. I quoted myself and I said, the only reason why I would want to burn my bra is because they're uncomfortable. Okay? Not because of any other reason other than the fact that they're uncomfortable. Feminine energy exists in not just women. And it don't have nothing to do with just women. Now, I know I created platforms for women and girls because I was called to work with women and girls. Why? Why? Because the confusion lies in us and have lived in us for a very long time. This idea, the patriarchal systems that were built themselves around attempting to suppress women because they thought that by suppressing women, they were suppressing the feminine energy. It's really an attack against feminine energy, not women ourselves. It's an attack against feminine energy, period. And the misconception and the ignorance has been around thinking that this feminine energy only exists in women. Impossible. Okay? This energy exists in both men and women, just like testosterone and estrogen exists in men and women. All right? The rise of women. Women, let me just say this. Women, those of women organizations, women-driven grassroots projects, campaigns that are developed to support women, to support girls, even for Fireside Chats to Global Women, must evolve past this idea that women are the end-all and begin-all. That is not how creation created itself. Creation created itself as infinite parts of the same whole, both divine in femininity and masculinity, both existing in both feminine and masculine energy, okay? We cannot move forward. We cannot evolve forward, upward, inward, without both parties being fully in their power. Fully in their power, the masculine fully in their power, the feminine energy fully in its power, together in unison. Remember, there are two thrones. There are two thrones, one for the king and one for the queen. There is not just the moon, there is the sun. the sun and the moon, light and dark, masculine and feminine, male and female, yin and yang, heaven and hell, angel and demon, God, devil, goddess. Please, ladies, to all the women organizations and entities out there who are doing what you're doing to support women, to uplift women, to empower women, or helping women to empower themselves, we are going to lose this war, which is truly a psychological war. We are going to lose this war if we attempt to do it without the men. And men, you will continue to lose this psychological war if you attempt to do it without the feminine. It is a divine marriage between the two. It is a love and marriage between infinite parts of the same whole. It's love and marriage, come together like a horse and carriage. This I tell my brother, you can't have one without the other. You cannot have one without the other. So women, organizations, grassroots organizations that are doing your part in trying to restore the balance on this planet. Ladies, in all of your empowering and all of your rising and all of you reclaiming your power in yourself, you cannot do it without the other. This is not, we will lose. This is not the journey of ridding the world of our men. Because I tell you, in any attempt to try to rid the world of masculine energy, not because you're not fighting against men, you're fighting against an energy that is infinite in you as well. There will be complete and utter chaos, and we see that already happening. Look at the state of the world. One trying to do it without the other. I, for one, speaking for me and myself, I, for one, am here. And part of my mission and my purpose is here to restore and evolve our minds and our emotions about what we believe feminine power to be. This feminine power exists in all of us, men, women, children, animals, birds, bees, damn trees. In the work of raising feminine power up, the work in raising something up isn't to push something else down. You're just creating a whole nother problem, a whole nother beast. Feminine power, true feminine power, recognizes that she cannot exist without the other. And true masculine power realizes that it cannot exist without the feminine. Both must be fully in our power, fully in their power, together as infinite equal parts of the same whole in divine union, divine marriage, in order to evolve ourselves and our world, in order to evolve our minds, our bodies, our lives. We need the sun and the moon. And so women, with your empowerment organizations and fighting for equal rights, that stuff is cool. But we cannot fight for equal rights if we are attempting to cut off an equal part of ourselves. That is not the way this works, and it never has worked, and it never will. Feminine power is masculine power. Masculine power is feminine power. Okay. That's all I want to say. This has been a PSA. Good day.